Alright guys, well, this is it. This is, yesterday was a very good day for me. I acquired the #1 unit on my wish list. This is a early 70s, early 1970s Philco Ford Noiseless. Complete with mounting brackets, front grille. The side piece kind of fits in right there. I have never seen anything like this before, not so much as far as the unit goes, but you got a bee's nest on the evaporator coils, a bee's nest here, a bird's nest in here, and God knows what the hell else. I mean, this kind of sucks, but it is a 110 volt unit. I got the name, see if I can hold it still for you for a minute. There you go. It is it's 11,000 BTUs, 15 amps, and runs off 110 volts. It should be relatively easy for me to put a new plug on that. It's missing the ventilation knob. Not a big deal. A fellow collector has one laying around. The main thing is the thermostat's still there, and you can still hear it click on and off. Got a big, huge compressor on it. Got an interesting looking fan in the back, pretty big. And here's the condenser back here in the back. I'm sorry, the evaporators. I get them confused sometimes. I've been doing this for a long time and I still fuck it up. I said they just need to be straightened up a little bit in certain areas, but other than that, not a big deal by any means. Now, this particular one here, like I said before, has been on top of my want list for a long time, and I got it out of a abandoned garage. It was on Trenton Road in Fairless Hills, right pretty much Levittown, Fairless Hills. I guess it could be considered either one in that spot there. Just needs a very good cleaning up. Me and a friend drove down from Pottsville, and I also had a fellow collector from New York. You may know him by his Flickr page as Air Conditioner Fan. He came down and assisted me and met up with me to share the moment here. I highly recommend checking out his Flickr page as well as mine. Mine is, well, obviously the air conditioner guy, just like I am on YouTube here. Just the quality and design that went into this thing is incredible. Now, this is not an automatic shift unit, which isn't really a big deal. Automatic shift just means that the speeds change by itself, which is neat, but from what I understand could be problematic at times. But the key feature about this one, check this out. I'll do a video just on the grill itself, but I want to show you that. Huh. What the hell does that do, I wonder? Well, the air moves that fan, and it's attached to this little gear mechanism up here that swings the vents back and forth for you to sweep the air from left to right. And you can hit this little lever right here to stop it, and whatnot. But typical up and down. This thing is absolutely filthy, and it actually smells really bad. But what are you gonna do? Interesting story how I got this and acquired it. Couple months, let's start back a year ago. I posted a 8.5 by 11 piece of paper that I taped up and wrote my contact information asking to buy it. Well, this July I went up again. My note was still there, so I'm like, okay, maybe I'll write it on fluorescent green poster board that I got at the Rite Aid down there in Levittown. Wrote the note and everything like that. Nothing. So I figured, you know what, and I drove by in later that month in late July, and I saw my notes around. I'm like, son of a bitch. Well, you know what? I want to write one more note for shits and giggles. I'll just, be like, look, if you're not willing to sell it, just let me know so I'll stop leaving notes. Well, later that day, he called me back and, said he'd sell it to me for $300. So I'm like, you know what? The hell with it. I've been trying to find one of these since 2000. I was 10 years old at the time, the last time I got a chance to find one of these, and when I did, I took the grill and the casing, which unfortunately I no longer have due to my evil stepmom that threw all my shit away. And thank God she's out of the picture. That's a story for another day. But yeah, I was too young at the time. I was 10 years old, much too young to pick something that heavy up, but I managed to get that, and I noticed the feature there, and I thought it looked really cool, and I figured one day I'd love to have one of these. And a while back, I drove by that building and noticed a Philco there. I'm like, huh, maybe one day I'll try something. I finally got around to trying it, and well, here it is. I got it. It's mine. Now, from what I understand, this building has been empty since the 1980s. So this thing probably hasn't been fired up since before I was born. And that time, I wasn't even 20 years old yet. So I'm thinking this unit's going to fire right up. The only thing, this ain't looking too promising, but oh well. This is definitely the coolest unit I got. And honestly, it don't get much better than that. Just look at the quality of design they went in. It is missing the Philco Ford emblem, but I'm not worried about it. I can get one somewhere. Or get one fabricated. Door swings up and down like that to conceal the controls. Has the these vents move back and forth. Has a typical left to right. And this little thing here hits a fan and stops it. So once you get the airflow in the direction that you want, you just hit that up and it keeps it that way. Genius. Now, let me ask you this. Why the hell do they not make anything like this nowadays? If they could do this back in the freaking, I think 1969 is when they started with that whole thing. They can do that back in 1969. Why the hell are they selling this cheap-ass China junk with nothing? So what, it has a remote control. How hard is it to go up there and hit a fucking button? You know what I'm saying? Like, I just don't understand it. They were just made so much better back in the day. And they can cry energy efficiency all they want. These are cooling efficiency. You know, last time I checked, you're paying for cooling, not the freaking electric bill. I mean, shit, this thing here is probably over 40 years old and probably still works. You'll be lucky to get 4 years out of a new unit. And even if they do cost slightly less, which they can't cost much less, because no matter what, it's still a compressor and a fan motor. There's no way in those 4 years you're going to save. To replace this is probably about $400 to replace that with a brand new one. There's no way in hell you're saving $100 a season to make up for the 4 years that they last nowadays. So unless you're going to be saving $400 in electricity, it's really not worth it, because you're going to be buying a new unit all the time. And I hate to break it to you, they're not going to get any. They're not going to get made any better. They're just going to get cheaper as the years go by. So before you know it, they'll be 1 year throwaways. But yeah, the main thing is I saved it from the scrapyard. And working or not, I have no respect for people who would scrap something like that. Like, that's just ridiculous. Like, even if it don't work, there's people out there who want to buy these and get them fixed up. I was lucky enough to find one, and believe it or not, I mean, despite the dirt and despite that, in pretty decent shape for its age. Most of them are already in the scrapyard by now. But I will have more videos on that. I'm going to try to have this thing up and running by the end of the day. I just got to do a lot of cleanup work for it. And you may have seen these hanging out of buildings before. Really nice. And you can see it used to be a Philco Ford sticker there. They're usually silver with black writing, but I'll have to get one made up or something like that to put on. I'm going to have to get a paint color like that because it's faded from the sun, but that's the initial paint job right there. But yeah, I'll definitely keep you guys posted. I'll have a video of the grill up hopefully today, and I'm hoping to get that working by today or tomorrow. The best part is I get paid to work on these things because I do it at work. But yeah, has all the pieces, all the accessories are there, so I'm hoping I can get this banged out, and she should be up and running. And as soon as I get it up and running, I'll have a video of it running out of the chassis, and I'll have a video of it all put back together. And hopefully, if I can, I'll get a video of it when I first started up to share the moment too. Even if it don't work, I'll still post it up just for shits and giggles, and I'll make room for another video after I do have it working. But yeah, thanks for following, guys. Thank you for watching, and I will have photos up on Flickr momentarily. And well, that's it. Thanks a lot for watching.